Bore da. Good morning to all our pupils at Chepstow School, our partner primaries and our wider school community. I'd like to warmly welcome you to our Remembrance Service 2020. Remembrance Day is an annual event where we remember all the people who have lost their lives while serving in the armed forces. Today marks the 75th Remembrance Service since the end of Second World War. In Britain, Remembrance Day has been a tradition since the end of First World War. It's also celebrated in many different countries across the globe. People from different backgrounds, cultures and religions come together to honour this significant day. We remember the bravery and courage of those who fought in the world wars on Remembrance Day. But we also commemorate all those who currently serve and continue to sacrifice their lives to help us and our country. This year, it holds even greater significance as we also pay our respects to those who have supported the country during the coronavirus pandemic. We acknowledge the work they have done during this crisis and the danger they have faced, not only to help fight the virus, but also to keep your community safe. Given COVID restrictions, Remembrance services have been very different this year. I had the honour and privilege of representing our school on Sunday at a very small scale service and laid a wreath on the school's behalf at the town's memorial. Today, as a whole school, we come together to honour and pay our respects to those who have sacrificed their lives, lest we forget. Larry, would you like to come over?
Mae'r hyn diliant genid gynt, yng nghrog ar gannau Helen draw, a gwaedd y long y gwynt, a'i gwaedd yn gymysg efo glaw.
On Remembrance Day 2020, we would like you to take time to think about all the men and women in the Second World War and those today who have served and sacrificed to help us and our country. By their sacrifice, they gave up something that was valuable to them for the sake of others. We often use symbols to represent our thoughts about something important. On the screen, the symbols you see have represented this year. The Remembrance poppy on the left was chosen at the end of the First World War because poppies were the only thing to grow in Flanders Field. People wear a poppy to show their respects to those that have given their lives, but also as a symbol of hope for a peaceful future. During the coronavirus pandemic, people shared pictures of rainbows in their windows to show support and thanks to the key workers and as a symbol of hope that the pandemic will end. It is these symbols that remind us to take time to remember and thank all the people who have given their lives in service and sacrifice. The experiences of people in the Second World War and our experiences today remind us of the importance of courage, bravery and determination for all. It is important to think about this so we can understand why we remember. All those who gave in service and sacrifice deserve to be remembered and thanked for what they have done, then and now. We must never forget that without their service and sacrifice, our world would be very different, and we may not have many of the freedoms and the safety we enjoy today. So today, we'd like you to take the time to remember, to show respect, to say thank you, and to preserve peace and freedom for the future.
Let's break the silence on the 2-minute silence and pause. You see, it's not about which side of the argument you side with. Think of it as an act of kindness. You may not know their names, you may never meet them face to face, But imagine what it must feel like to never again see the face of your brother or your best mate. Imagine all you had left was the pictures they left on Facebook or a backpack full of their old school books. This is more than some war in your history textbook. You don't have to agree with the politicians. You don't have to like their decisions, but you can decide to empathize. And yeah, it can be awkward just standing there, but try this. Try closing your eyes. Remember those who risked their lives knowing every second might be their last. So if we give them a second or 2 minutes, is that really too much to ask? Let that football roll to a stop. Let your conversation reach a full stop. Mute your phone, close the laptop, pause your coffee, switch off the telly. Because when it comes to empathy, we can all stand at the front line. And on 11/11, we can all choose to unite. We need to talk about the silence and then pause. Lest we forget, this moment is ours.
to the Fallen by Lawrence Binyon. With proud thanksgiving, a mother for her children, England mourns for her dead across the sea. Flesh of her flesh they were, spirit of her spirit, fallen in the cause of the free.
Solemn the drums thrill, death, august and royal. Sing sorrow up into immortal spheres. There is music in the mist of desolation, and a glory that shines upon our tears.
They went with songs to the battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
And that is the end of our remembrance service. Thank you everybody for joining us. Diolch yn fawr. Thank you.